case, left case, left case, left case.
We perceive
Right.
time as longer, right? Because it's like your mind is counting the time versus when you're doing something,
Right.
actually can go us up so fast that time has changed. What normally would take you 3 days to do something,
Right.
you can probably get that done in 30 minutes, right? So time is motion. So if you can do things at lightning speed, right, then that means that
Right.
time has sped up. You feel me? So, man, like we went through just in the last 3 days, you had them drop a new Midjourney version 5. They dropped the new ChatGPT 4, and they dropped the Copilot Microsoft. Right? These were 3 advanced AI technological, you understand me, applications that's out there. Not at once, all at the same. I mean, not at
Right.
separate times, all at the same time. People don't have like how much time do you have to catch up on those things, but how much time could they save you if you caught up on those things? So time is the measurement of motion. So when you realize that down, we can move faster than we ever could at any other point in time in history, that means that we can get way more done in a short amount of time, which actually means that we can live
Well,
much
time
longer
is
in a shorter
happening
amount of
all
time.
the time. So you fill in time with the right space that matters. Eventually, all of this becomes a story that is told from this big vantage point. So all of this small, insignificant spaces, I see why, you know, a lot of people move the way that they do because it's all fit into their narrative. So you can't force a narrative onto people because it got to make sense because we all living for legacy. At least those who thinking properly. If you're thinking properly, you live for legacy because you know that it's bigger than you and your children are going to have children and they are led based on the order that you perform in your life. It gives them a pathway or a sense of direction that they can always come back to. It's a sense of stability or a foundation rather. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, children, I think that the thing about children is that there's 2 folds of it. Your children, you are an amalgamation of your mother and your father. So you are a unique set of DNA, right, that has never been born before in your family, never been born before in reality, right? You're not your father, you're not your mother, but you take very unique sets of both DNA. So that means that that child has already pre-programmed unique characteristics, right, that for the most part you have to customize and learn the child. So we try to teach the
Right.
child, but you have to learn the child. Right? And so when you teach a child to learn themselves, then you can best build them up to be the greatest version based on their strengths and their customization. But we have a different reality to where, you know, man had ideas and man built a system and he said, well, I'll just teach all people regardless of their customization, their level, their uniqueness. Everybody has to learn the same thing. And some people are not good at that function of learning. So therefore, some people think they smarter than other people when really, nah, you can get D's
Right.
at something just because you're not interested,
Well, if
not
if
because you're not
if you're
intelligent.
not interested in it, then you shouldn't be in that class. You know,
Yeah, but when
you
you got to,
always
you
got a
ain't got no
choice.
choice.
That's
Well, you know, as a children
it's an illusion of
don't
not
get to
having a
dictate
choice.
their
There
will.
ain't no such thing as I think that when you understand that there's decisions and there's principles in which that we take on these different factors that Harvard traits that gives us these principles that we stand on, right? And us men see these as solids that we must embark on different journeys that reads into a chapter that which now I'm qualified to participate in a higher level of life because I have already accepted the faults and difficulties of the old one. So now when we graduate into a different level of consciousness, that old shift and shit, that gotta depart. This new story of evolution is the real shit. The secret to the soft shit. This ain't no Wendy's commercial. This is real life.
It ain't no Wendy's commercial. But look though, Now this is my brother. This is my real life brother. This is Samad,
Yeah.
aka Jack Hella Classic, man. You know, he the greatest when it comes to this music. I'm waiting on
Yes,
some
sir.
EPs and album from him. But listen, though, you know, choice is interesting because choice is the highest level of freedom, but it's also the highest level of illusion. Because what we know is choice is
Right.
really the law of cause and effect. We do one thing and another thing happens, and the more we master the understanding of the laws of the universe, the more we can master the
Right.
effect, right, of the choices that we make. So, you know, it's like if you study, you get a good grade. If you get a good grade, you can leverage that at home, and if you leverage that, you know what I'm saying? It's like cause and effect is really what you have to understand. Like if you study music and you put more time in it, the
Right.
effect
Right.
is that you get better at it, right? The choice that you made was to start operating right in the law of effect, right? So now this is my cause, this is my
Yeah.
process, and this process produces something. And so when you really understand that, you operate and understanding the law of cause and effect, and most people don't understand that, right? So you make choices that may go against your cause, right? So it's like a person saying that, yo, I got a goal to be a millionaire, but you're not operating within the
You
law of
see,
cause and effect because you're
your
not doing
cause
the
gotta
things that will
be
create
just.
that effect.
You know, your cause gotta be ethic also. It gotta come from a right place. It gotta come from a right place in order for it to be
Moral
abundant.
cause, for sure. Well, see, this is the thing. The devil knows the world so well. He knows how to take the laws of the universe
Well,
and
the
produce
devil,
immoral
the
things
devil is
because
subjective to
he
those who have
understands this
nothing.
world.
Well, not subjective to those who have nothing, but is subjected upon those who have nothing.
Well, I think he's the idea of the devil is a dwelling spirit within all of us that man can conquer or man can succumb to. Right? So like greed is a devil, right?
Yeah.
You feel me? So if greed is a devil, then that means that, you know, sometimes being greedy in the sense of I want to do more and you are obsessed with, you know, possessing more of greatness and accumulating more. It's not real greed until it goes to the point where, you know, it's detrimental because now you taking more than you need and that can have an effect on other people. And that's when you go back to the law of cause and
Yeah,
effect.
I think that where we found difficulty was we saw that perfection lies in a certain way of doing things. There is a point where you like, man, I can do this where it's gonna go in an order that's proper. We want to make sure as men, we want to do things to where we got enough control for us to feel comfortable, rightfully so. But at a certain point, you realize that ownership is the way. But that's the point of the game, is to own it. That's why we want to fucking rule the world. It's because eventually some point of time we gotta dominate and rule. You know, you gotta be your own savior.
I feel like, you know, my rule is from slave ship to ownership, from ownership to rulership, because rulership is a higher form. Because you don't really want to
Right,
own
right, right,
anything; you
right,
want to
right, right,
control
right, right.
everything. Because sometimes you can be controlled by the things that you own. You understand me? So it's like understanding that you control your ego, don't own it. You know what I mean? Because now it can take possession of you. You all right? So in that case, when we continue to climb higher, I don't want to own nothing. I want to control everything. You know what I mean? Like a person feel like they own their voice and their intellectual property, but then you might have somebody behind the scenes that can control it. They can decide when it goes out. They get to make more money off of it than you. Like we may own our minds and our intellectual property when we put it on social media. Mark
You
Zuckerberg
begin to
controls it.
realize that
You understand me?
your
So simple
value
conversation.
it comes in your value comes in your ability to exert yourself at any given moment, to be able to exert your signature consciousness at any given moment, because that's who you are 360. Eventually you realize that we walking through all of these doors and it's a test of self. Who are you behind that door in this one? And you realize that all of this is, it's a playground, it's a set. Like one of those movies, the Tyler Perry thing, we all being watched. But you are your best observer. So each perspective must be flipped in your favor. So it ain't no perspective that you have that are weak of you. So everybody in your circle got to be a strength.
Titan EP set to release, new music on the way. Make sure y'all lock in. When that EP drop.
Yeah.
Can you send me that beforehand?
Man.
And can you go ahead and put my... We talking about inshallah. I'm trying to get you on tour with.
I need you to get onto these playlists, man. Also, you should be, you should be tapping into the playlist with your podcast with the Spotify. I don't know if you know about that.
I heard about it, but I ain't played the game yet. So listen, we gonna talk though, because I'm about to go ahead and shoot some high-level conversations. But answer the phone, because I got something for you though. So I'm gonna holler at you. All right, peace.
Yeah, man, that's the good brother, man. 19, man, I'm burning sage. You know, every once in a while, you got to you got to tap in. I remember when I was young and I was in school, and this is not when I used to get suspended and shit, when my principal used to kick me out and shit. I was a bad little guy. And I was in the bathroom, and we used to smoke in the bathroom. This was like in high school. This was at Gateway when in St. Louis, Missouri. I was in St. Louis, Missouri, and when I was at Gateway, I was tapped in because niggas used to smoke weed.
Original salute. Right front. Fire. We love our people, is that right? Yes, sir. We here to show discipline and love, is that right? Yes, sir. Left face. We here to show what it's like when we work together in unity, is that right? Yes, sir. Left face. Left face. Our motto is one sound, one body, one movement. One brotherhood, is that right? Yes, sir. When one of us feel pain, we all feel pain. Come on. Right. Left face. Left face. Left face. Left face. Left face. Original Snoop. Right front. Original Snoop. Right front.
Yes, sir.
How the fruit feel? How the fruit feel?
Sir.
Fruit, who is the original man?
Sir, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, sir.
God of the what?
Universe, sir.
Original salute. Right front. Month time.
Come on now, fruit.
March. There's the time for peace.
There's a time for peace,
Not a time for war.
not a time for war.
Hand to God.
Hand to God.
Hand to God.
Hand to God.
Knocking at your door.
Knocking at your door.
Be the F-O-Y.
Be the F-O-Y.
Till the day we die.
Till the day we die.
Farrakhan, Farrakhan.
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 Delay. Can't just count on.
One.
Can't hear you.
Two.
Can't hear you.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We love you, brothers. Yes, sir. You know we love you because we on your block. Who gonna come change this except us?
Right.
Wait for some somebody else to change this, we're going to forever be in this condition.
That's right. That's right.
And God helps those who help themselves.
That's right. That's right.
So we have to change our own communities. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's peace. Original salute. Right. We love you, brothers and sisters. Ready front. Left. Peace. Left. Peace. Left. Peace. Fruit. Fall out. Tabir. Allahu Akbar. Tabir. Allahu Akbar.
Brandon.
Get this shot. It's already on. So that was just military drill, as we call the exercise of the gods. The FOI, the most disciplined, organized group of black men on the face of the earth.
Say it again, brother.
The most disciplined and organized group of black men on the face of the earth. You're not gonna find nobody else like us. I say that respectfully. If you do, let me know, but I highly doubt it, because God came to us and God made us into the men that we are. That's just the reality, okay? The fruit is the best. The fruit is the best. Allahu Akbar. How you doing, Cap?
Tell them where you come from and why you here.
I'm coming all the way from Chicago, Illinois, to push unity in some of the most crime-ridden cities in America. We don't go to where it's bougie at. We don't go to where it's pretty. We don't go to where it's all the way cleaned up. Sometimes we go there, but our focus is on the worst of the worst, right? Our focus is on the rejected and the despised, right? Our focus is in the area that the rest of the world has turned their back on, right? Because as the messenger said, some of his best soldiers are in the streets.
That's right.
And we're looking for the diamonds in the rough, right? We don't want it to already be pressurized and diamond cut and shine, and we come to do the work to make the diamond shine, okay? The fruit is the best. It's an honor to be out here in Baltimore City. Come on, right? With the soldiers from the Mid-Atlantic region. We put in work. We not just talking, we boots on the ground. We stepping where the steppers is at, okay? With the most mightiest men on the face of the earth, the mighty FOI, the fruit is the best. Like you, Captain. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.